All right. We're going to bring circles back. And we're going to do that by finding the area and circumference of a circle today in this tutorial. So let us begin by looking at a circle. And I'm going to begin with the center. This is actually a vocab word. The center is right there. Looks like a little nose. That's the center of the circle. I'm going to draw a line from the center out to the edge of the circle like this. What I've just done is I've created a radius. This is called a radius. Now the radius does not have to look like this. The radius could be, whoops, let's try that again. The radius could be like this. So you could draw the radius like over here. It's also a radius. So it doesn't have to be directly across from here to here. It could be from here to here. But the key thing is, from center out is a radius. In the formulas that we're going to learn today, we'll refer to the radius as r. Okay? So radius. I give up on that one, huh? Anyway, the other part of this is a diameter. Now basically, a diameter goes all the way across the circle through the center like this. Okay? Now notice something here. The diameter is basically two radii, or a radius and another radius, so the radius doubled. So if you have a radius, you take one radius and then put another radius together, or 2 times the radius makes the diameter. It's an important thing to remember and to know for some of these formulas coming up for circumference and also area. So just note the difference between a radius and a diameter. Radius goes from here to here. The diameter is this radius and this radius, making the entire diameter. So double the radius or 2 times the radius gets you the diameter. The 2 topics we're going to talk about is area. Area. So we're going to do the area of a circle, which maybe using my little circle here, the area of a circle is all the inside part. Okay? And we talk about area in square units. It may be square feet, it may be square yards, square centimeters. The key thing at area is always in square units. The other thing we're going to talk about today is circumference. Circumference is the distance around a circle. Let's try that again. These circles keep popping up. The circumference is the distance around the circle. You can see I'm highlighting the outer part of the circle. It's like, you can think of it as the perimeter of the circle. It's not in square units, it's just in regular units. It's the distance around, circumference, all the way around the circle. So almost if you had like a piece of string and you took the string around the circle, that would be circumference. Okay, so area, circumference, and then the formulas are next. So for the formulas, I have 2 little nursery rhymes to sort of help you memorize them. One is the formula for the area of a circle, and the other one is for the formula for, that's actually two formulas for the circumference of a circle. Once again, the area of a circle is all of this inside the circle in square units. Okay? So I use this.
Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear. Fuzzy Wuzzy had no hair. Fuzzy Wuzzy wasn't very fuzzy, was he?
Alright, so what was the point of that? Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear. Area is pi r squared. So to memorize the formula here, area is pi r squared. So Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear. Area is pi r squared. I don't know. Kind of helped me. So pi r squared is the formula for the area of a circle. So that means they provide you, if you're given a radius, let's draw the radius over here. And let's say the radius is 3 centimeters. Okay, from here to here is 3 centimeters. To find the area of this circle, all you have to do is use this formula right here. Now the only thing you have to be careful of is the order of operations, and that is you can't do pi times r first. That would be wrong and illegal. What you have to do first is r squared. Order of operations says you must do exponents before you multiply. So you'll do r squared first, and mental math is going to be 3 squared. 3 squared is 9. So already you have 9 for the r squared. That's 3 squared. Times pi. And we're going to go ahead and approximate pi to be 3.14 for the purposes of our homework. 3.14 times 9. And you're done. Your area is going to be 28.26. Now, very important, square centimeters. You can write it like this, square centimeters, or square SQCM. It means the same thing. So square centimeters. So that's what happens if they give you a radius. You can use this formula, pi r squared. Now there is not a variation to this formula. You cannot use anything else for area but this. So remember,
Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear. Fuzzy Wuzzy had no hair. Fuzzy Wuzzy wasn't very fuzzy, was he?
Okay, so once again, area is pi r squared. Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear. Area is pi r squared. That's it. That's the formula. Have that memorized. What happens, though, if they give you something like this? Okay, and they ask for the area. Find the area. Yet, a radius is not given to us. What they're showing us here is a diameter. So when you see this, they're talking about the diameter. The diameter is 16. But if you look at the formula for area, area equals pi r squared. Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear. Area is pi r squared. There isn't a radius given to us. We have a diameter that goes from here all the way across. So how do you get a radius from this? You simply take the diameter and chop it in half, because the radius is half the diameter. In other words, it takes 2 radii to make a diameter. So the radius is 8. Plug in 8 for r, because that's your radius. You square this first. So times 8, not times 2, but times 8. Squared means a copy of itself. So 8 times 8 is 64. You have 64 times pi. We're going to go ahead and approximate pi as 3.14. So the area, all this, of this circle, the area is going to be 200.96. And they didn't give us any units of measure here. I didn't put centimeters or inches. So I'm just going to say units, to keep it general, units squared, or I could say, or square units, since I did not give an actual unit of measure. Okay, so two types of area questions. What else could they ask us? Here's a good question right on this page. It says the area of a circular rug is 25 square meters. How long is the radius? Now this is a little bit back. This question is backwards, because we know the area is given to us up front. They're saying the area is this right here. So when you write down your formula, pi r squared, right? So the area equals pi r squared. I'll put the area over here, right? Well, basically they're saying the area is 25 square meters. So the area is given as 25. How long is the radius? Well, this is the radius right here. We're going to figure out what r is using some of our skills that we developed in previous lessons, in particular the lesson on literal equations. So we have here pi r squared. We want to get r to be alone. What we'll do is we're going to go ahead and divide by r, and that'll bring down the r squared, so divide by pi. What you're going to end up having is this cancels, or this will cancel, so you have r squared equals, and we know the area is already replaced with 25, so it's going to be 25 over pi. Okay, we're not done yet. We want to get r by itself, so we're going to have to square root r squared to get r alone. To undo the square, you have to square root it. So now r is by itself. Now when you square root the left-hand side here, you must square root the entire right-hand side. Okay? How do you do that calculation over here, like this right here? What you can do is type in 25 divided by pi. So in your calculator, 25 divided by 3.14 equals about 7.96. Then you're going to square root that. The radical key, or the square root key, will get you about a radius. The radius is about 2.82. So 2.82, which is like about 3. Sometimes they ask you about how big is the radius. Here's a little bonus to this question. What if they asked you, what's the diameter? So same question, but how long is the changes to diameter? Bonus. So how do you figure out the diameter? You just figure out the radius. How would one figure out the diameter? Well, we all know it takes 2 radii, or 2 radius, to make a diameter. So you simply take 2.82 and double it, or times by 2, and the diameter, if you were trying to figure that out, the diameter, d, would be equal to about 5.64. This is an approximation. I should put approximately, right? Alright, so there's another type of question you might see with area. So here are 2 questions for you to work on. Go ahead and pause the video and hit play when you want to hear the answer. Okay, so let's go and answer. What is the area for number 1? What is the area of a circle with a radius of 10 centimeters? Okay, fuzzy, wuzzy, was a bear. Area, same formula. Pi r squared. Has not changed since the beginning of the tutorial. It's the same formula. The radius is given. The radius is 10 centimeters. So we're going to square 10. 10 squared. That means 10 times 10, which is 100. So in your notes, you're writing 100, and then times pi. Use the approximate value of pi, which is 3.14. 3.14 times 100 is going to be 314. But don't stop there. Square centimeters for area, always. And you're done. Next question, we have, what is the area of a circle with a diameter? Oh, diameter of 20 centimeters. Well, we can't use the diameter for area questions. The formula explicitly says area equals pi r squared. So we have to change all diameters into a radius. And we know that a diameter is longer than the radius, twice as long. So we have to take this number here and chop it in half. The radius would be 10 centimeters. Oh, wait a second. That will be the same question as this one then. So with a radius of 10, 10 squared times pi is going to be the same answer of 314 square centimeters. So having a diameter of 20 is the same thing as having a radius of 10. Last question, real quick. Given an area of a circle to be 45 square meters, very important, that's the area. So area is 45 and it equals pi r squared. Go ahead and do what you did before with this question. You divide by pi to both sides. Pi cancels over here, so it's gone right here. R squared comes down. It equals 45 divided by pi is 14.33. Last step to get r alone. You square root both sides, and r equals 3.78. Done.